Hello, let's quickly learn all about k-maps for an equation of two variables. So I'm assuming that you already know how to fill a truth table from an equation or a circuit and how to write min terms from that truth table. But if you don't know that, I'll quickly go through it as well. Okay, let's start. Let's consider that we are designing a security system for a car. So we have the security system, we have a CD player or an LCD or whatever, and an AC in the car. So we have put a condition that this security system will switch on only when either the CD player or the AC or both of them will switch on. So in that case, the system will switch on. We can understand from common sense that this makes an OR gate basically. But let's write the conditions for this security system. Let's fill the truth table. So in the truth table, I'm going to write CD player and then AC, and then we have our security system, which is our output. So basically these two are the inputs and the security system is the output. So when the CD player is switched off and the AC is switched off, the security system should not turn on because they both are off. Let's write all the possible conditions. This is how you fill a truth table of two variables. Alright, so when the CD player is off but the AC is on, so we have the condition if either one of them or both of them is on, the security system will turn on. So we'll write 1 here because the security system will be switched on in this case. Again, if the CD player is turned on but the AC is off, the security system will still work. And if both of them are turned on, the security system will switch on. So this is the truth table for this system. Now let's quickly write the min terms from this truth table. I'm going to call this variable as A, this variable as B, and this output as F. So I'm going to quickly write the min terms and then I'll explain how I wrote them. So the min terms for this truth table are A bar B plus A B bar plus A B. So basically in min terms, we look for the ones in the truth table, and for against each one, we write the term. So we write A and B, and when there is 0, we write A prime or A bar, and if there is 1, we just write that variable. So here A was 0, I wrote A prime, A bar, and B. Here A was 1, so I just wrote A, and B was 0, so B prime, and similarly for this next term. So this is these are our min terms. Okay, this is basically in the sum of products form. So if I want to simplify this equation, how can I do that? Okay, one more thing. You already know that since this is an OR gate, right? So the solved form of the equation should be A plus B because that is the formula of an OR gate, right? A plus B. So let's quickly solve this and see if we can get to this point. So here I can take this A common and write the equation again. I'm going to take A common and then B bar plus B. So this is the identity, so it can cancel. This is the identity, it basically equals to 1. So now I'm left with A bar B plus A. Now I have again property which says that A plus A bar B equals to A plus B. I'm not going to get into the detail of this one. We can do that later, but you can search it. This is a property. So using that property, I can write A plus B here. So A plus B, this is our simplified form. And we know this is correct because we know that this truth table is of OR gate, and we know that the condition that we put was basically for an OR gate. So anyway, this was easy, but if you have a difficult equation, a large equation with more variables, more than 2 variables, 3, 4, or 5, or maybe more, this simplification becomes tough. It's not always easy because you don't have a set of clear rules. You just have some properties and you just have to simplify using those properties. So let's see another method which makes it very easy. And that method is, of course, the k-map method. All right. So for the k-map, we will make a square of 4 boxes. The first thing, we have to make a square of 4 boxes. All right. And we will write these two variables on each side, right? So A will go here and B will go here, right? And then we will write each case. For example, the each value, for example, the value of A is 0. I'm going to write that here, 0. And the next value of A is 1. I'm going to write that here, 1. And here I'm going to write the value of value of B. So value of B is 0 at first, and the next value of B is 1. So basically you can see I have just written this truth table in another format, right? So this 0, 0 accounts to this first case. Okay, I'm going to name these cases as M1. Basically, this is also how you write the min term. This is the notation for min term as well. Anyway, so this first 0, 0, I'm going to call it M1, M2, M3, and M4. Okay, so M1 is basically what you will write here. And then M2 is 0, 1. So 0 for A and 1 for B. So M2. And then M3 will be 1, 0. M3 is 1, 0. So 1 for A and 0 for B. This is where M3 goes. And similarly 1, 1, that is the place of M4. Right? And basically we will write the output here. So what is the output? At 0, 0, the output was 0. At 0, 1, the output was 1. At 1, 0, the output was 1. And at 1, 1, the output was 1. Right? So this is how we will fill our K-map. That was the first step. Now let's see how will we solve it. How will we solve our equation through this K-map? Okay, now we have a rule that we have to make groups of 1, right? We are solving it, we have filled it with min terms and we are solving it for min term right now. If we will do it for max term, that will be a different scenario. I'm not doing that right now. So for min terms, we will always group 1, right? Okay, now you have to make groups, and the rule is, the rule number 1 is make the group as large as possible. And rule number 2 is the groups should be in the power of 2. That means they can be a group of 1, 2, 4, 8, and so on, right? So the groups cannot be other than the power of 2. So first of all, I can make a group of this here, these two ones. I can make this group and I can make these group. The groups should be made in the right angles, either in the horizontal or vertical direction or a square or whatever, but not in diagonal, right? So I can't make a group like this. This is not how I can make a group. And also I can't make a group of 3, 1, 1, and 1. I can't do that, right? Because the groups can only be made in horizontal and vertical, and also the groups can't be made other than power of 2. So 3 doesn't come in power of 2. You can either make a group of 1, 2, 4, and so on. Alright, now that I have made the groups, the last step is to write the term from these groups. So I'm going to write one term for this group here, and I'm going to write another term for this group here. So for this group, again, now how to write the terms? To write the terms, there is a particular set of rule, and that is you only write that term. So I have two terms, A and B. I will only write that term which does not change in this group. So in this group, the value of A here is 0, right? Here the value of A is 0, value of B is 1. And here the value of A is 1 and value of B is 1. So I can clearly see that the value of A has changed from 0 to 1 in this particular group. But the value of B has not changed. It's 1 here and again 1 here. So I'm just going to write B. And since the value is 1, not 0, I won't put a prime here. Again, for this particular group, I'm going to see what changed. So here the value is 1, 0, and here the value is 1, 1. So I can clearly see that A is not changing, but B is changing. So since B is changing, I won't write B, I will just write A. So at the end, the final answer will be the sum of these terms. So the final answer will be A plus B. And that is what we achieved before here, right? So we have solved our equation for this truth table. We have gotten the simplified version of our equation. So this was the K-map for 2 variables. It is a bit tricky for 3 variables, but I'm gonna do another video on that and you can see that. So for 2 variables, it's easy and it's just this. You just have to Keep in mind three things. I'm going to repeat them. I'm going to summarize them. The first thing is you have to write the truth table. You have to fill the truth table in this form, right? The first thing. And the second thing is you have to make groups. And the third thing is you will write terms for each of those groups and then write them as their sum. One last thing, if you're not provided with this truth table and just this equation is given in your exam and you are asked to solve this equation and get the simplified version of this equation through KMAP. So what you will do is you will write all the values of this equation, these terms in this KMAP. And for example, I have written a dash b, right? So a dash b basically corresponds to 0 and 1. A b dash corresponds to 1, 0, and AB corresponds to 1 and 1. So for all these terms 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, you will write 1 in the KMAP. And all the others you can write 0, right? So for all these terms you will write 1 in the KMAP and the others you can write 0. So that's it. And then you will solve your KMAP. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know. If you have any questions, do let me know.